So apparently King Charles tried to stage a royal hug fest with Harry, and Prince William just walked in, ripped the peace treaty in half, and drop-kicked it into a plate of organic coronation scones. Like, full-on medieval rage mode. All while Charles was busy lighting scented candles labeled renewal, and Harry was holding hands with a PR intern named Skylar. And yeah, it gets worse. So much worse. Let me take you back to how this whole royal disaster started. So a few days ago, the royals held this big secret summit at some fancy club in London. It's called the Royal Overseas League, which sounds like a wrestling tag team, but it's actually just where rich people go to drink wine and apologize for colonization. Charles was trying to patch things up with Harry. You know, the guy who wrote a book trashing everyone he's ever shared a gene pool with and got paid millions to do slow-motion sad looks in a Netflix series. Anyway, William, he skipped the whole thing. Didn't even RSVP. I told Kyle, dude, this is insane. And Kyle goes, Stan, this isn't reconciliation. This is content. Cartman barges in like, you guys, this is Game of Thrones, but with pastel sweaters and more passive aggression. And then Butters showed up with a clipboard and this deranged look in his eye. Butters said he'd become a certified conflict mediator online through a website called Soul Patch Solutions. He was like, I'm gonna help the royal family reconnect through nonviolent dialogue and artisan smoothies. And I said, Butters, you're 12. And also, that's a carrot apple smoothie, not enlightenment. But Charles didn't care. He hired this PR guru named Sir Cloutworth Snugglesworth. And yes, that's his real name. He looks like if a bow tie were a person. Cloutworth's big plan? A forgiveness rollout. Like a new iPhone drop, but for royal shame. Meanwhile, Cartman launched his own merch line called Royal Redemption. He had these hoodies that said still HRHing and came with built-in sob filters for dramatic exits. He even had fake candles called The Smell of Forgiveness by Meghan, which smelled like elderflower and unresolved trauma. Butters went full spiritual guru and made this YouTube series called Prince Healing Trauma Talks with Butters. It was just him in a flower crown whispering things like, let's unknot your monarchy. And Harry subscribed. Then Kenny accidentally streamed a private royal Zoom call, like fully streamed it to Twitch. It started with Charles asking Harry, can we hug now, my boy? And then Meghan just appeared behind him like a Bond villain in yoga pants and started pitching Netflix executives a docuseries titled, Forgive Us, for We Have Brands. That's when all hell broke loose. Out of nowhere, Prince William shows up. Dude was in full chainmail. Not like cosplay, like actual gleaming armor from the Tower of London. He walks into the summit room, glares at Harry, grabs the peace treaty, and just shreds it. Then he screams, he can keep Montecito! He's not coming back to Windsor. The whole room went silent. Then Meghan blinked twice, opened Etsy, and listed a limited edition pillow that said, reconcile this in glitter font. Kyle just shook his head and said, this isn't a family, it's a startup in crisis. I tried to make sense of it all, but then Charles posted this filtered apology video on Threads. He was holding a peace lily and quoting Shakespeare like he was in a retirement home for dramatic uncles. Meanwhile, William launched a campaign in Parliament titled the Duke of Disappointment Reform Act. It proposed stripping Harry of his HRH title, vetoing all Sussex-themed podcast appearances, and legally banning forgiveness-based wine labels. Even Butters was like, I don't think my smoothie can fix this. Meghan fired 3 of her new PR advisors and replaced them with a horse whisperer from Santa Barbara named Sage. Apparently, Sage is helping Harry channel regal confidence through grounding hoof energy. Cartman was like, well, dude, that is some next-level Montecito horse crap. And somehow, Harry still managed to make the whole peace deal about his comeback. He dropped a new podcast called Sincerely, I'm Still Royal. Camilla gave it 1 star, said it made her corgis cry. But then Kyle discovered something crazy. Turns out Charles wasn't even negotiating with Harry. He was negotiating with Meghan behind the scenes, through a lawyer bot named ALGORACY. It's like ChatGPT, but it only speaks in Oprah quotes and legalese. Randy said he got this info from a psychic goat at Whole Foods, which is probably fake, but also kind of tracks. Then Cartman leaked an app called the HRH Hack Pack. You could download it and assign yourself a fake title. I saw a guy at the bus stop calling himself Lord Sandwich of Nottingham. At this point, even Wendy, who normally doesn't care about royal stuff, was like, this entire family needs therapy and Wi-Fi. And I told her, they don't want peace. They want narrative control. She nodded and said, so, basically, they're influencers. And I think that's when I died inside a little. Kyle looked at me and said, dude, like and subscribe before Cartman actually becomes a royal by selling enough fake knighthood NFTs. And I did. Because honestly, it's not even that far-fetched anymore. So yeah. In the end, there was no peace, just a shredded treaty, a viral roast, and a royal family that makes Jerry Springer look like the Dalai Lama. William flew back to Windsor in silence. Charles was last seen talking to a corgi about emotional boundaries. And Meghan? She's already teasing Spare 2 Return of the Grievance on TikTok while Harry plays the triangle in the background and nods like he understands beat counts. And here's what gets me. William doesn't just dislike his brother, he detests him. Not because Harry left the family, not because he wrote that book, but because he turned their mom's memory into a marketing strategy. So smash that like button before William passes a royal law that bans Harry from the family group chat and Montecito Rosé from every British shelf. Because this royal drama isn't over. It's just getting a reboot. And next time, it might be on pay-per-view.